Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to bring you another week for After Hours Gaming Leagues tournament. Sorry about that week. Leagues tournament. We are going to be watching two teams, Sunquest Information Systems on the blue side with Box Blue on the red team. And we actually did see Box Blue's sister team, Box White, play against Security Metrics in the last week. You know, let's go ahead and watch that video whenever you are free, or after you watch this video. It doesn't really matter. And we're coming in to that rift. 50 seconds already into it, and some pretty cool uh, team compositions on both sides. Oh, looks as though Heimerdinger actually forgot to pick up a trinket. Bit of a mistake by him right there. And we actually are seeing a nice aggressive movement made by that Thresh, putting down some vision coverage just to spot out the Warwick. If we look on the rest of that team, oh, it looks like they actually managed to take down that ward. So that's 10 golds going over to that Jinx, putting her ahead of Graves. A little bit of poke. They're not going to be able to take this ward down just yet. Thresh was a little bit more preoccupied with hooking that Sona. So back to those team compositions. We're seeing on that blue team, we're going to have a Trinity in the top lane played by Devrin. In the jungle, it's going to be Cool Jesus playing Pantheon. In the mid lane, it's going to be Brown Chaos playing Heimerdinger. In the bottom lane, it's going to be made up of Murderizer on Thresh, with the AD carry being Crispy Crisp playing Jinx. Then on the red team, Box White, that top lane is going to be Crapo on Olaf. Then in the jungle, it's going to be Shees on Warwick. That mid lane is going to be Super Princess playing Ziggs. And that bottom lane is going to be Graves and Sona, played by Ian, Kritek, and also Note. And some champions that are actually popping out to me right now are definitely that Heimerdinger and the Olaf. Now, Heimerdinger has seen very rare competitive play, and seeing him played in the tournament is really strange to see, mainly because he's not really flavor of the month champion. He's not really one of those champions that you expect to see very often. Even in ranked queue, it's someone you don't see, and that's really because he's just immobile. Any jungler can absolutely just walk into lane, smite those turrets away, and his damage output is essentially nullified. And if we look at the Olaf, he actually did receive some nice buffs in the 4.13 patch. The Undertow cooldown actually went down by 1 second. He received some nice cooldown buffs to his ultimate as well. So seeing him play it, I'm kind of happy about that. We'll have to see how it actually does against that Tryndamere. I think it's going to end up being a bit of a farm lane. The Olaf will have the early advantage because he'll just be throwing out those axes whenever they're available, and he does have the superior poke in that lane. Meanwhile, in that mid lane, Heimerdinger versus Ziggs. Ziggs is just going to be hard pressed to clear out the Heimerdinger's turrets while they're meanwhile in that bottom lane, a death sentence is going to be hit down onto. Also note the zap is not going to hit because it's blocked by a minion, but had that hit, that actually could have forced the flash out of Sona and maybe even the heal out of Graves. Right now, Devrin gonna have Cool Jesus gank for him. There's the ghost being popped by Crapo. The ignite's ticking, and that's the flash. That's just a flash coming out from Devrim. Not too sure what that was for, but it doesn't matter. That's a first blood going over to Cool Jesus on that Pantheon. I'm just going to give him a nice little buff in gold, as well as giving Tryndamere that lane control. Death Sentence is going to be landing down onto Ultimo. He's going to dash to it, the Flay, knocking her away. The exhaust going down onto that Thresh. That's not the right member you want to. And there's Graves dashing in. The Dark Passage will be there for the shield and getting Crispy Crisp away. The buckshot will be used. That's actually going to force Crispy Crisp so low, and he needs to be careful. But someone else that also needs to be careful has to be also known. That's a second death sentence that she's taken. One more could result in her death. She doesn't have that exhaust anymore. Meanwhile, it looks as though that Tryndamere does have a nice CS lead in that top lane. Warwick coming in for a gank, trying to get a revenge kill onto that Tryndamere. He goes in, he has the red buff, so he will be getting that slowdown, but Olaf is in no position to follow up on it. And that's actually a Razorbeak buff also getting used up without him trying to go for it. Another death sentence landing down onto Ultimo. The Flay's gonna be there, but the Flame Chompers will not connect. Crispy Crisp gonna use that last rocket just to farm up some minions. She's already low on mana, but she's taking control of that lane. She actually did use that heal as well, so she's just trying to keep herself relevant right now. Sona really hasn't been providing too much of an impact in that lane. When you have a Sona, you just want to try and poke them out. In a farm lane, I think right now they have a really powerful level 6 spike. So by farming up to then, they'll have a greater advantage. So I think that's kind of what she's going for. We look at that CS difference. She's up. Jinx is up 10 CS on that Graves. So he kind of needs to bring it back up a little bit, but he's not doing too terribly. Hopefully it doesn't increase as the game goes on. I think at this point Graves and Sona just need to go back because they're just wasting time, losing out on CS and experience when that Thresh and Jinx are just zoning them away from that. Meanwhile, in that top lane, looks like Devrin is level 6 right now. He is taken fairly low. Crapo's still level 5, however. So when Devrin does want to go in, he is going to have that little bit of extra time where he can't die. It looks as though the CS lead has actually gone over to that mid lane as well. That Heimerdinger is up by 8 CS with, oh my god, Graves down by 19. He needs to bring that back up. Hopefully when Jinx and Thresh have gone back, when they do go back, no, now that they have, it should minimize that lead. Two BF swords picked up by those AD carries. Well, Trainemir's, well, I guess you could say he's an AD carry. Yeah, he is an AD. Technically, he is an AD carry. Except in season 3, where he was an AP carry. Yeah, they both pick up those BF swords, so that's just going to help them a lot in lane. Graves only picking up a pickaxe for himself. They do not want to come out with any extended trade. Just the auto attacks are doing so much. Look at that burst coming out from him. The rockets doing so much. Already down to half health. He needs to stop this fight. There's the exhaust going down on him. That's the zap. Picking up a kill onto Graves. No, like, absolutely. He just needed to back away from that. By fighting that fight, he's just putting himself even more behind the Jinx. He does not want to do that. Their level 6 is already going to be so much stronger. If he just waits until that time, then they can easily take control of that lane. Now Sona being forced away from that lane. It's not looking too good for that bottom side of Box Blue. Meanwhile, in that mid lane, we haven't really saw too much just yet. Heimerdinger zoning out that Ziggs, continuing to increase his farm. He hasn't gone back just yet, and without any wards, I'm surprised to see the Pantheon not give any pressure onto that Ziggs. Wait, now Warwick as well. You have an open mid lane, no wars for either side, and your Ziggs is constantly getting pushed in by that Heimerdinger. You just need to rush to level 6. He's level 5 right now. Pantheon's actually level 6. He's just going to be taking up those Razor. Oh no, he actually finished up those Razor Beaks. There's a death sentence locking down onto Sona in the bottom side. Ian Tech goes in. The buckshot is going to connect. And there's a super mega death rocket. The flash is going to be used, but he doesn't send out that lost auto attack to get the kill. Meanwhile, in that top lane, we have Crapo. He's going to try and duel out Devrin. The ignite is taken, but Devrin, he should be able to survive. He had his ultimate to keep himself in that fight. That is just really unfortunate on all sides for Box Blue. They are just getting destroyed in almost all of these lanes. We have Olaf is doing fairly well for himself and keeping up with that CS. However, 2 kills, 2 deaths down in that mid lane, especially against a Trinimir who's only going to get stronger as the game progresses, is not something you want to see. Meanwhile, Graves Diz end up getting back to lane, picks up a second Dorn's Blade for himself. That's not going to help him out too much. He's just funneling gold into small temporary damage. Not even level 6 yet. There's a death sentence Langdon right there, and he's going to dash to it. The Flay is going to be there, and oh my god, flashing the crescendo as well. Next time that Thrush goes in, he's going to be going in for that kill. And you know, you gotta wonder, like, why is Warwick not providing any more impact in those lanes? He is level 6 right now, so now would be the time for him to just constantly gank over and over again. We have Pantheon looking for something. He is near that mid lane. He's gonna be jumping down, gone to that Sona. There's a stun, and the burst will be there. There's gonna be Murderizer picking up a kill. Now with 3 members in that bottom side, one being the jungler, they can make their way to that dragon. It doesn't seem as though they're going to do that just yet. They're going to be content with taking the kill and then going back. Murderers are actually staking in that lane, in that top lane. We have the Infinite Dress going down onto that Tryndamere. This is going to be a 2v1. He's actually forced to escape. He can't live that long. The flash is going to be used by him, and he's just going to spin away from that. I don't know if Warwick will be able to... Yeah, he will be able to get it. Oh, no! The heal coming out from Devon keeps himself alive. The flash for Cool Jesus and the stun is going to lock down Sheath. And, oh, my God. Tryndamere surviving that. Cool Jesus picks up the kill onto Warwick. Crapo, he's going to try and duel out that Pantheon. He's trying to get him, but no, he can't even do that. Box Blue is just... They can't get anything. They are looking for these fights, and Warwick trying to get that kill into Tryndamere, but he didn't even get that. That's just really unfortunate for them. Right now, that mid lane is just a farm fest. Well, farm fest or Heimerdinger. Ziggs is not doing too well for himself. Meanwhile, also going to be caught out by the death sentence. The Flay will secure the kill. The Zap going to be landing down onto that Graves. One more auto attack from Crispy Crisp is going to give him a kill. That's 3-0 and 2 for that Jinx. 0-3 and 0 for the Graves. It's not looking too good for him. Warwick's going to be making his way down there, but I don't think he'll be able to help that tower too much. Meanwhile, in that top lane, oh, Ragnarok being popped by that Olaf. Not too sure about that. That's going to be a hefty cooldown that he has to wait for. Now, oh my god, Warwick now getting taken down by the Jinx. This is just a bloodfest for the Sunquest, or for Sunquest information systems. They're just taking kill after kill after kill in that bottom lane. There's not really too much that the Grave Sona combo can do against it. It looks like Braun Chaos is going to be taking down that tower in the mid lane. And the gold lead is just going to be increasing over and over again. Pantheon going to get that jump down into that top lane. Crapo caught out. He doesn't have the Ragnarok. And he doesn't even pop the Ghost as well. Smart play right there. He knows that he was essentially dead. From there, he didn't have the Ragnarok to prevent any CC from locking him down, so he's just going to accept his death right now. Sunquest information systems, I'm surprised they're not making any movements towards key objectives like that dragon. They know there's absolutely nothing that the Box Blue team can do to stop it from happening, and even if they do, with the power that they already have, Jinx 4 kills in her pocket, a 14-minute Infinity Edge, along with the Heimerdinger objective control and the Pantheon, who's already so strong. There's absolutely nothing that the Box Blue team can do when they actually start to go for it. Looks as though Braun Chaos, his tower has picked up a kill onto that Ziggs once he went in for a kill onto the Heimerdinger, baiting him out so well, and Super Princess actually flashing to go for it, wasn't able to receive anything for it. Looks as though they're just going to continue pushing down in that mid lane. Pantheon just going to encroach upon Warwick's jungle, clearing out. I believe he actually took that blue buff. He did not take that blue buff. It's really unfortunate for him. Warwick in the top side, bottom side actually, looking for a gank. The Infinite Duress is available. And there's a crescendo, locking them 2 down. Crispy Crisp is definitely going to be the target, but they're going to be content with taking a kill onto Murderizer. She's still alive, though, and sheesh, he's going to be taken down. There's the heal coming out from the Grace to keep himself alive. Death Sentence locking down Grace as well. A double kill coming out from Pantheon. This is going to be a triple kill for the Jinx, turning the cake around into her favor. They can't even win a 3v2 right now. Meanwhile, in that top lane, Devrin, oh, he is not gonna. He is just gonna be content with farming up those minions. He knows that there's absolutely nothing that Olaf can do to stop him. Jinx taking down a tower in that bottom lane. The second one right there. Second one in that lane. Fourth one for her team. She's just gonna continue pushing down that bottom lane. Pantheon, is she actually going to give over the blue? Yeah, he is. Cool Jesus giving the blue over to Crispy. And that's a smart idea because that just allows him to have those rockets on 24/7. Well, not 24/7. Well, rockets for 5 minutes. Well, it's actually 4 minutes and 30 seconds, or 4 minutes. They nerfed the time on the blue buff. Looks as though Super Princess, he just can't catch a break. No one on this box blue team can catch a break. The score is already 15-0. The gold lead at the 16-minute mark is 12,000. That's an immense amount to actually come back from, and it's not looking too good. The Sunquest information team, they already have the late game. This is a primarily, like, the Graves, he's going to be falling off in that late game. Ziggs, he does have the wave clear in the later parts of the game, but it's not. He just can't get anything. Warwick is gonna be there to try and defend that tower, but with the minion wave, Crispy Crisp is just gonna be melting down through that tower. Look at that damage. There's a Super Mega Inferno Bomb used by the Ziggs to clear the wave. There's a Death Sentence that's going to be landing down onto that Warwick. Exhaust putting down onto the Olaf to prevent any extra damage. It looks as though Jinx going to be getting a double kill for himself. Almost got to the triple kill, but Ground Chaos, the towers will allow him to take that away. Now, Graves looking for something. The buckshot is going to be there, but the one auto attack from Jinx matches the damage from the buckshot. He's just going to be forced away from this. There's not too much that the box blue team can do. He's jumping in. There's the zap landing down. That's actually the flash forced out of Graves. He did not expect the damage to be coming out from them. Meanwhile, Devon in that top side is going to be taking down that tower as well. This is going to be all of the outer and inner towers from the box blue team. Now all they have left is their base turrets, and at 18 minutes being forced in that position and being starved out of gold is just not something that you would want. They're gonna be, looks as though Sunquest information, they're actually gonna be looking for the first dragon of the game, and they should be able to get it. No fight coming out from box blue. Right now, looks as though Pantheon, he's just going to be channeling his ultimate straight in the middle of them and locking him down right there. The BM is real from Cool Jesus. Channeling his ultimate right in the middle. It looks as though Brown Chaos, what was that? He teleported into 4 members of the box blue team. I think they're just playing a little bit cocky right now. They know that they essentially have this game in the bag and they're just messing around. But with 5 members in that mid lane for box blue, they're going to take their first tower in that mid lane. They're going to take the first tower for the team. It's going to be in that mid lane. I don't know if Sunquest, they're just playing around right now, or if they're just giving box blue some false hope. Cool Jesus looking for something on to also know the exhaust is going to be used. There's a flash from Devrin, and they're going to be finding the Graves as well. One auto attack is going to secure the kill for that Jinx. The Zap is going to be locking him down. That's a double kill for the Jinx. Is this going to be a triple kill? Ziggs taking one more auto attack. He's not going to get it. Now Crapple. There's the triple kill coming out. The Olaf taken so low as well. One more auto attack, and there's the quadra kill coming out from Crispy Chris. Will Sheesh give the pentakill over? No, he won't give the pentakill. No, he's actually walking in towards him. Is this going to be a pentakill? There's the flash coming out from Cool Jesus. They're looking for it, and that's going to be a pentakill from Crispy Chris. They're going to be pushing down that mid lane. That mid lane tower is going to be made quick work of. Inhibitor tower won't stay up for long, and neither will the inhibitor. They're just going to continue pushing in. Graves being forced away. Now Cool Jesus catching out also note. He is going to be falling, and that's going to go over to Cool Jesus. Now the first Nexus tower is going to... No, it's not going to fall. Super Princess absolutely destroyed from half health by Crispy Chris. There's the infinite duress. He's taking damage from that tower, but there's the surrender vote coming out from Box Blue. They're going to be content with the one kill they got onto Heimerdinger. And Sunquest Information Systems, in a 20-minute victory against Box Blue, there was just nothing that they could do against them. Once that top lane got rolling, as well as that bottom lane, they just kept snowballing their lead over and over again, and Box Blue just weren't looking for the appropriate fights. And once they got to the point where Jinx had her Infinity Edge and turned a gank from Warwick around into her favor, there was just, you have to admit that there is just out of control. Well played by both of those teams, but an absolutely insane game played by Sunquest Information. Hope you guys join me for another game for After Hours Gaming League.